Hey scholars, today we're going to be looking at our lesson 2 for week 22. This one's going to be module 4, lesson 2, and then we're also going to learn about module 4, lesson 3. So we're going to continue with adding and subtracting, except now we're going to go to multiples of 10, including adding on to subtract. Instead of using our 1 less, 1 more, 10 less, 10 less frame, we're actually going to use the numbers. So for our question number 1, we're going to use the number bond or arrow method. So I'm going to show you guys both, and these are very important because they'll help scaffold, or they'll help you bridge the gap between being able to do it fluently. So let's go ahead and look at the number bond method first. So our goal is to create tens. We want to create tens to add together. That way we don't really have to worry about trying to figure out what's 8 plus whatever, or what's 28 plus 40 right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a number bond with this 28, because you notice how there's an 8 in here? We're going to create a number bond. And on one side of the number bond, we're going to have a multiple of 10, which is 20. So 20 is a number that 10 goes into, or that you can count up to 10. So we're going to keep 20. And then what we need to do is find what plus 20 makes 28 to complete the number bond. So if we have 20, we're just left with an 8. So we're going to have an 8, because 20 plus 8 is 28. And now what we're going to do is we're going to combine the 20 and the 40 first, because it's a lot easier to skip count by tens than to add 28 plus 40. So we have 20 plus 40. So we're going to count by multiples of 10, starting with 20. So we start at 20, we have 30, 40, 50, 60. So you notice I used 4 fingers starting from 20, because each of these fingers was worth 10. So this gave us 60. So over here we have 8 plus 60, which equals 68. If that way is kind of a little weird, then we could do a different way. We can use the arrow method. So I'll show you the arrow method now. So we can start at 28, and we can use the arrow method until we get to whatever number we need to. So I'm going to add 10. That gives us 38. I'm going to add another 10, which gives us 48. So that's 20 so far. I'm going to add another 10, which gives us 58. Okay, that's 30 so far. And I'm going to add another 10 to give 68. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 40. And so I went 40 spaces, which gave us the number 68. All right. And this problem is one with a missing addend. And when you have a missing addend, you will use subtraction. So you notice we have blank plus 22 equals 62. So we can actually look at that like 62 minus 22. I'm going to fix my 2 though. 62 minus 22. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the arrow method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 62. And instead of adding, I'm going to subtract 10, which gives us 52. And I need one more 10 because I have 2 10s right now. I mean, I have 1 10 and I need 2 10s. So subtract another 10, which gives us 42. Do we still need to subtract any more? Yes, because if you look, we got rid of the 2 10s. Now we need to get rid of the 2 1s. So we're going to subtract by 1, which gives us 41, and subtract by another 1, which gives us 40. And so the answer would be 40. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of time to practice these. Just do the best you can with what you have right now. We'll practice in class. And a little bit right here even. All right, I have 55 minus 20. 55 minus 20. So for this one, I'm going to use the number bond or decomposition. We learned about decomposition a couple months ago, and it's coming back. So I'm going to make a number bond out of 55. Make a number bond out of 55. And one number bond is going to have all the 10s I need, and the other number bond is going to have all the ones I need. So how many 10s are in 55? 5 10s. How many ones are in 5? 5 ones. But instead of writing 5 ones and 5 10s, what I need to do is actually convert it to the numbers that, so we can subtract with the 20. So we have 5 10s, which equals 50, and 5 ones, which equals 5. And we're going to subtract by 20. So we have 50 minus 20. So we have 5 10s minus 2 10s. Let's look at that. 5 10s minus 2 10s. What is 5 minus 2? 3. So we have 3 10s left. And what are 3 10s equal to? Well, 3 10s are equal to 30. So we have 30. But if you remember, we had 5 plus 50 minus 20. So we have to still add this 5 back in. And that gives us 5 plus 30, which equals 35. All right, cool. Let's try the arrow method for this one. So we have 67 minus 47. 67 minus 47. So I'm going to start at 67. And I know I have to go 4 10s back because we have 4 in the tens place. So I have 67 minus 110, which is going to be 57, minus my second 10, which will be 47, minus my third 10, which will be 37, and minus my fourth 10, which will be 27. Now I'm going to draw a line down here because we're not done. So now I have 7 ones. So I need to count 7 ones in my arrow method. So we're at 27 minus our first one, which will give us 26, minus our second one, which will give us 25, minus our third one, which will give us 24, minus our fourth one, which will give us 23, minus our fifth one, which will give us 22, minus our sixth one, which will give us 21, and finally, minus our last seventh one, which will give us 20. And so our answer is 20. Awesome. All right, so I just want to compare a little bit with a couple numbers. So these are going to be a little different. So we have 56 plus 40. We have 56 plus 41. And we have 56 plus 39. So let's try 56 plus 40 using the arrow method. We're going to actually do arrow method with all of these. So we have 56 and we have 4 10s. So I'm just going to count 4 10s. 56 plus 10 is 66. That's 110. 66 plus 10, that's 76. That's another 10. 76 plus our third 10 is going to be 86. And 86 plus our fourth 10, which is our last one, will be 96. And that gives us our answer of 96. Now, 56 plus 41. Okay, so I'm going to be a little lazy. I'm just going to copy all of these because really, we're doing the same thing right now. So up until the 40 point, we did the same thing, which is why I have 96 here. But now if you see, instead of a 0, we have a 1 in the ones place. So we need to add 1 more, which will give us 97. And then we have 56 plus 39. So what's kind of cool is, again, we're going to do the same process of getting a 96, but actually this one I'm going to just do organically. I'm going to do normally because there is a little trick at the end. So I have 56 plus 39. So I'm going to have my 56. And you know what's weird is we don't have 3 10s. I mean, we don't have 4 10s, but I want to show you why we're going to have 4 10s. So I'm going to add my first 10, which is going to give us 66. I'm going to add my second 10, which will give us 76. I'm going to add my third 10, which will give us 86. I'm going to add another 10, which is our fourth, and give us 96. But Mr. Cannon, you only have 3 tens. Why'd you go up to 4? Well, if you look here, 39 is really close to 40. So instead of going with 3 tens and 9 ones, I went with 4 tens. And now instead of adding another one, I'm going to subtract a 1, which will give us 95. Cool. So I'm going to give you a problem to do on your seesaw. And it's going to be 31 plus 20. So I want you to, I'm going to write that out here. Okay, go to seesaw. Open up math lesson 1 for week 22. Solve the problem on seesaw. And leave the problem open. Do not exit out of the problem because you're going to have one more problem you need to write on here too. All right. So now go ahead and pause. And when you're done, start it back up. You're going to use arrow method. Sorry, you're going to use arrow method. I did say that, but I need to write it down. All right, now go. Okay, and if you are unpaused and you still need to do the work, please do it, but we're going to go to the next part. Module 4, lesson 3. Add or subtract multiples of 10 and some ones within 100. Okay. So funny thing is, this actually had to do with our next lesson. So lucky us, we only have one more problem to do. So I'm going to write that here is last example was for lesson 2. So if you remember what our last example was, it was this 56 plus 40, 56 plus 41. So I'm going to copy that down here so you can see it. And basically what we're doing is when we add or subtract with multiples of 10, we're going to use tens and then we're going to go down to ones when we need to. So the last thing we have to do now is we're going to solve a problem using Arrowway, number bonds, or mental math. I'm going to use the Arrowway and the number bonds. That way you can see it. Marcy had $84 in the bank. Okay, I see a number, so I'm going to underline it. $84 in the bank. She took out 39. She took 39 out. How much does she have now? Well, I feel like the easiest way to do this would be the arrow method because it makes sense because you're taking out money. So let's use the arrows to show the takeout. So I have $84 and I need to take out 39. So $39 is 3 tens and 9 ones or 4 tens minus 1 1. So let's go ahead and look. So I'm going to take out my first 10, which will make it $74. So that's 110. I'm going to take out my second 10, which will make it $64. I'm going to take out my third 10, which will make it $54. And I'm going to go down here and try, and then just to have more room. So I'm going to take out my fourth 10, and that will be $44. Now, I took out 4 tens, but I was only supposed to take out 39. So now to correct that, I have to add one more dollar, which will give us $45. Now, you totally could have done it the other way, where I'm going to show you just a brief sketch. So it would have been 84 minus 10, which would have been 74, minus 10, which would have been 64. And then what we could have done was just, well, after our third 10, 54. What we could have done then is we could have just have taken out 9, 9, 9. So take out 1, not 1, 1, 2 ones, 3 ones, make 51. Good morning. So take out 4 ones, which would be 50, then 49, 48, 47, 46, and 45. So if you see, this part is a lot less work than this part, which is why I did it the way I did it. So overall, that is what we're doing today. So I hope you have a great day, and we will see you for next week's math, or if you haven't watched everything, we'll see you in the next video. All right, see you later. Bye.